I bought my all-time dream car at a salvage auction. Not that, that.
I've been obsessed with this car for 15 years. I've never bought one because they were only sold in Japan, which makes them incredibly rare and usually quite expensive. So when a crash-damaged one came up for sale, I thought it might be my chance to buy my dream car for cheap. So I went and picked it up from Copart and brought it straight back to Will to show him my new purchase.
What the hell is it?
This is a Honda Beat. And Will, how long have I been talking about this car?
Ever since the first day I ever met you.
Because I love the Honda Beat.
Why is it so small?
So this is a Japanese K car. So in Japan, you can have a car that's only up to a certain size and up to a certain engine cc, and then you're allowed to have it in the smaller cities in Tokyo. If you have a bigger car, you will be taxed a lot of money. So Japan got creative and went, all right, we'll make some miniature cars. But then they went, you know what, we'll make a sports car out of it.
I feel like the size of this car is difficult to get across. I think at some point we should put the Range Rover next to it.
We'll put the Range Rover next to it. Also, I am 6'5".
You don't fit in that, surely.
I do fit in that. You'll see. You'll fit in that.
I'll
These
fit in
cars are built for people to be in. Like they are.
I should hope so.
This thing will swallow me up. It is my favourite car. I honestly cannot give you a reason why. I just love them. And I've looked at so many over the years and never bought one. It's the worst colour. The yellow is cool. The white is cool. Even the blue Aztec is cool. But this is red. So it won't remain red for long because red cars must not be alive. And this one came up on Copart. I had to buy it.
This is tense. If you don't know Copart, Copart is
a salvage auction site.
So that's crash damaged things, stolen things.
This one's not crash damaged though.
What is it?
Cat S, it is damaged.
That is crash damaged. But can you see any damage?
Exactly, not from this angle.
Yeah,
Ben, don't move
on.
at all. So you get two main types of damage. You get Cat N, non-structural damage, and you get Cat S, which is structural damage, i.e. something in the chassis has moved or bent. You know, this is Cat S. We've gone and picked this up from Copart, and we've just offloaded it at the park down the road. We haven't looked at this yet. So I'm not yet sure how good of a deal I got, if at all.
So it was time to find out why the Beat ended up at a salvage auction.
Obviously, it's been hit from behind. It's been in a rear end shunt. But you should have to use the key to open the boot. But I think that doesn't need to happen.
No, that is
it's already open.
That was freewheeling.
And I think no matter how many times you close the boot, it won't close.
Is that the bendy bit then?
I believe the boot has been bent in and the boot won't close now.
Although I assume the car this small, it looks quite delicate. Surely this was what, 3 mile an hour hit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the wind just blew on it.
Yeah.
I think it was just a strong wind.
A coffee cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's moving.
Fixed.
Cat S? No, buddy.
You just get it struck off now.
Done.
That is now just a normal car.
Okay, so now all we need is some rear lights.
There we go. And
Beautiful. Done. Fixed.
done. Solved.
Car now professionally fixed, we took a look inside the Beat's vast boot.
So that's your storage?
That's my storage.
Okay, you're not doing any weekends away in it, are you?
Might half a day away.
Perhaps away for the morning?
In there is the engine. Now, the engine. Mid-engined, rear-wheel drive, 3-cylinder ITBs. Bloody individual throttle bodies from the factory. Tell me another car that's doing that. I guess on power, perhaps?
45 horsepower.
63 horsepower.
63, that's coming up for, that's like 100 horsepower a litre.
I do like also the battery stay. Oh, there's oil. That's fine. She'll start.
Give her a whiz, let me listen to this. Because also I am spotting an exhaust back here. The can of Japan.
That is a can of Japan. That is their favourite drink, in fact. That's the quickest crank of all time. He just went, yep.
Yep, that's an engine.
Well, I'm not going to rev it too much because obviously we're cold, but...
Whoa! It's quite obnoxious, but it sounds quite good.
That sounds really good. Goodyear tyres, lovely.
It's got lots of tread, but would you like to know the age of that tyre? 23.
What? Sorry, it's from the 19th week of 01. Wait, Ben, when are you born?
February 2002.
So this tyre's been on this earth longer than you have. Much better. This one is only 14 years old.
Who the hell is clipping wing mirrors in this car?
They were going down the aisle of a supermarket. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
That was the baked beans that did that.
The bonnet, would you like to see under the bonnet?
Let's have a look. The radiators. I want to see inside.
Quite literally the pièce de résistance of this car. Before we carry on with the video and restoring this little Honda Beat, we want to take a quick moment to say thank you to this week's sponsor, CarVertical.
Hundreds of cars every day get crashed or stolen and they end up back on the road without you even knowing. But with a CarVertical report, you can find out that history.
All you have to do is enter your car's registration number or its VIN number, and CarVertical will tell you if it's ever been stolen, crashed, or clocked.
So as you can see here, we've got this Saab, which belongs to someone I've probably never met before. But whoever it is, they're lucky because we've done a CarVertical check and it comes back with green ticks for mileage, finance, and damage.
However, this little Peugeot 208, on the other hand, wasn't as lucky. It has amber warnings for both odometer and damage. So when you click on the odometer, it shows on a nice little graph here that the mileage dropped down after it went back up. So it's had a rollback on the mileage, which you don't want to be buying. And then also, if we go on the damage, we don't have any photos, but you can see on here, it is marked as having been damaged and it was an insurance write-off. So you'd know to steer clear of this car if it came up for sale all clean and pristine.
So if you're buying a car, van, or motorbike, make sure you run a CarVertical check to make sure that the price matches the history.
And as a little treat, CarVertical are giving you guys 20% off your next CarVertical check if you use code TDC at checkout. Thanks, CarVertical. Undo the clip. Done on your side?
Done.
And that's it. A beanie! Free beanie, that's pretty neat. Oh, what's that down there?
That is, I thought it was a condom, flower food,
Not as interesting.
and a card for a hand-tied bouquet. So he was a lover, not a fighter.
Exactly. You've got to be in this sort of car.
That's
that?
That's got to be...
That's storage for any A4 pieces of paper you might have.
Yeah, you know, I'll just keep my very small trousers in there. Yeah. The seat's interesting.
Standard, original zebra print Honda Beat.
It's an interesting combo.
It is, and the floor mats that match, which are original rare Beat floor mats, they say.
Open air motoring, which is not a lie.
This is also
It's
not a lie.
lie.
The Beat should also have up the side, which makes me think it's had paint before, Beat, and then midship amusement up the side. There's lots of little Japanese just sayings and things. There's also one on the side that is multi-throttle responsive engine control. Would you like to enter the vehicle?
Oh, so it's legs in. Oh, I've got literally no room in here.
You just go like this.
This is good for thieves. If you just nip up alongside Ben, I could probably just steal his purse.
Lots of stickers in here. This car was owned by an enthusiast, which is sad. It means that they lost their car. Unfortunately, the stickers, there's going. You cannot run another person's stickers.
Oh, sorry, hang on, whoa. I'm saying 8,500 RPM.
8,500 RPM, and if you get the Mugen ECU, which is just an ECU, it goes up to 9.2, or you can get 9.5.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. Wow.
Oh my god, I love these cars.
Everything looks, see this pothole looks massive.
Huge.
I feel like if we went into it, we'd just go in it.
We just float.
Wow.
That was a hell-raising journey.
Yeah.
We might have caught up to that cyclist who left at the same time as us.
After we'd looked around the Beat, Edwin told us he had to leave because he'd found wheels to buy for it and that he might have found the old owner. So we regrouped the next morning to look underneath the car and see how far that structural damage went.
So it has 77,000 kilometres. That's going to be a mixture of kilometres and miles. I believe it came to the UK on about 50,000 kilometres. So it's done about 25,000 miles, and then the 50,000 kilometres odd, that probably translates to about 30. So it's probably like 50, 60,000 miles. That's mega low mileage.
Nothing up there looks too bent, like where the crash structure is or anything like that.
And the subframe looks fine. That kind of needs tightening a little bit.
It's all very, very, very clean.
I found the previous owner of this car. Not only did he give me information about the car, he sold me a load of parts for it, so we've got parts for it now. He loved this car. It's had a belt, it's had a water pump, it's had its distributor check, which is a big thing on the Beats. It's had loads of stuff. When he spoke to the insurers, they said, yeah, it's just because the boot won't close, we're going to class it as Cat S, which again proves that insurers in the UK, mental. They probably rung up a Honda dealership, went, hi mate, do you have a rear light for a Beat? They went, what? And the insurance just went, on the other hand, went, hi mate, car's written off. And he told me about the dampers. So he said he didn't want to buy Mugen ones, which are about 1,500 quid, 2 grand.
Yeah.
So he used other really good aftermarket parts. They're RSR springs on, I think, new spec dampers, which is a really rare thing to have in the UK. They're probably worth about £1 grand alone. It's all good.
How long has this been in the UK?
It's been in the UK quite a while, I think 2007 or 2008.
Japanese cars, especially ones that are imported here, they don't galvanise anything, do they?
Yeah.
Because they don't put salt on their roads. They're not as moist as we are.
No.
They're not as moist as we are.
They're not.
So normally Japanese cars come here and just die.
It does have rust on that side pillar, but underneath, it looks clean. I'm more excited than I was. What should we do first?
What have you got?
Number 1, so super rare, a carbon twill backyard special front lip. This is custom order from Japan. No one stocks this. You have to contact Backyard Special and get them to specially make it. Number 2, ITV trumpets. So because this car is an ITV, it's got individual throttle bodies. Instead of having one that lets air into the whole engine, it has individual ones for each cylinder. But because it's a factory car, they have to put an airbox on it, like a plastic shroud. This replaces it, so you can pop it inside and it makes silly little brr, brr.
Already happy with his parts haul, Edwin revealed a somehow even more bizarre mod for the car.
Would you call this a serious car?
No.
So for it then, we need a not very serious wheel.
Oh my Lord in heavens.
That is a Benetton F1 themed steering wheel from 1993, the same year that this car was built. I am a very long man, and that is going to help me a lot. When the car got hit, it got hit by a truck. They were in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and the truck driver was like, oh, I've got a space in front of me. He didn't have a space in front of me. He had a beat in front of him. This is every single thing Rich has bought for the car from Japan since it started.
For reference, when you buy a car from like an auction or a salvage yard, you normally get nothing.
Nothing.
You don't even get the V5, which basically means you can own the car. You don't get any of that, whereas you've now
got history.
The previous owner,
Yeah.
you now have history with that car.
So we now have all history for this car. This has been looked after.
Now you can see if it's been to beat the meat.
Meet the Beat is a Japanese car meet for beats every single year. I want to go to it.
I want to beat the meat.
With Will getting the wrong idea about what Meet the Beat was, I showed him more things that didn't fix the broken car.
Why have you bought wheels? And they're two different colours.
Yeah, I've had a busy night last night. After we finished looking around this car, found these on eBay. So I went and bought them. I didn't have time to spray all of them, so I've only sprayed the front 2 white. They were black originally. Black wheels are not allowed on any car, ever. Little 14s, Wedsport TC05s, cool.
I mean, they look better when they're one colour.
We've got a load of parts for this car now. It's not just restore, it's restore and modify.
With Edwin somehow convincing us to help him not only fix but modify his new car, he put on a respirator to carry out one of the worst quick paint jobs of all time.
I have interest, when people normally spray wheels,
Yep.
they do it right next to some bins.
Yeah, they do it outside in the wind when there's stuff falling on it, and then they make sure that they leave too short of a gap between moving from paint to lacquer. It helps ruin the wheel.
These aren't bits that are on the wheel like dust. They're just in the wheel at this point.
It's not my best work, but it'll do.
This one's got some small hairs,
Oh, nice.
a couple of crumbs, but other than that,
Couple of crumbs.
someone's been eating a biscuit over your
Yeah, you eating a biscuit on my wheel?
Wheels suitably refurbished to a professional standard, it was time to fix one of the Beat's real problems, as Edwin had ordered a taillight from Japan a few days prior when he won the car.
While I did the very important job of fitting my trumpets, Will took charge of the light fitting, and he had something to say about the size of his nuts.
Look at the size of these.
Hey man, don't talk about my nuts in that way. Sometimes I have to get a power stance on and sometimes the arse crack. It's not me, the arse crack chooses when it wants to come out. Instead of having one throttle body, it's got 3. So when you accelerate, see how all 3 of those open. More precise, better sound, better ingredients, Papa John's. Ah! I'll take the pain because it's a Beat.
Rear light in, it was time to test if the ITB trumpets made any difference.
That is the sound of a brand new rear brake light. Cool! It's got some beans in there. I'll fit the steering wheel, you fit the lip. You know body kits and what such.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll tell you what, Will. This is much better for my driving position. I can drive like a normal human now. I just need this. Just need the boss in. That's it.
That is f***ing ridiculous.
But already the legroom is bionically improved. How stupid is that? That's great. I love that.
With Edwin's ridiculous steering wheel fitted, we removed the salvage auction writing, removed the previous owner's stickers, and then got to work fitting the rare front lip.
On your head, my son.
Hell, threw straight concrete at me. Now that is looking pretty good.
Wow!
That is a splitter.
That's cool.
Splitters normally make a car like a few inches lower and you end up scraping over speed bumps. All that does is kind of just give you a carbon lip over
Yeah.
a normal bumper.
I'm not sold on it, but I'll run it. Because it's rare in Japanese, that gives me more points at the car meet. Wheels and bumper cut.
Wheels first.
I kind of want to see.
It was time to get the Beat's new wheels installed. Due to the tight turnaround, I could only find some unbranded cheap tyres, but soon it'll be sitting on some chunkier track tyres with some BC coils, which you already know are on their way.
That's already made a big difference to it.
My eyes are being drawn to the steering wheel currently.
I love it. I love how dumb that steering wheel is.
But the wheels have made it from, they've made it from like, oh, that's a cute little sports car you've got
To-
there,
to
into
like,
like, come
What's
on.
this little thing? Right, I'm going to cut my bumper in half. And you might be asking yourself why. It is a Japanese thing. They like to do it in Japan. They like to cut the bottom half of the bumper off when they're doing race car stuff. It looks cool. I like it every time. And I like it on a Beat. It's time to get the Cool Go glasses on and do some cutting. Also, this bumper is trash anyway. It's been completely mashed in by the truck. So I'm getting a new bumper for 20 quid. I might as well mess with this one.
Ooh, look at that. It's got shorts on.
That's not perfect, but compared to what it was when we picked it up, this is much improved. I took it for a quick drive earlier just to check that it wasn't going to fall apart.
I love it! It's just my favourite car in the world.
But we need to go for a drive. It's semi-drying up. Let's go for a quick drive and see what it sounds and feels like.
It's the fastest sounding slow car
No one's
I've
ever sounded like they're going this fast in their life. The little ITV trumpets, that's made the biggest difference. Right, Will, I think it's time for you to have a go.
Me?
Yeah, you gotta have a go at this.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you what, from what this was, a Copart car yesterday to what it is now, I'm happy. If you want to watch what we did to our Porsche 911 and transform that, click here. Catch you next week.